Hi, Ashley. I watched your video journal. I thought you did an outstanding job. Great eye contact. The backdrop was easy. I could see you. I thought you were articulate. Those are all the first things I kind of noticed as you were introducing yourself. I'm actually making probably a bad example here because I'm looking down and reading my notes, but I want to make sure I cover everything for you. And I thought you had a good summary. I would ask you to reduce it. You were running about 5 minutes, and even though that's within the time frame, I want you to get down to 3. I want you to work on conciseness and reducing what you have to say from a paragraph to a sentence. And I know that feels impossible, but it's something as administrators we need to learn to do. There's too often I've said in meetings that administrators have gone on, and I'm sure I've done it myself. And it could have been said in a minute and person talked for 5. So not that yours could have, and I certainly don't indicate that, because you actually gave a lot of content. You covered a lot of topics. You gave an incredible school overview and that background that was very important for me to understand that from a cultural perspective, you explained that the school really has been viewed in a negative light instead of the positive it probably does embrace. So the fact that you have a new principal that is going to try to change that, I think is ecstatic. I think that what a great opportunity for you to learn by having this new administrator come on who's going to have to change culture, because that's exactly what this is. So this is going to go back to those 4 frames of Bowman and Deal. And it's going to look at the political side, it's going to look at the symbolic side, the human resource, structural. Those frames are going to what that administrator is going to look at. So I hope that you watch her during this process so that you can see exactly how she's maneuvering through that. And I hope that you'll reflect on that and I can learn more. Your reflection as far as you see the school in a positive light, and unfortunately because it has got that black mark with low performance, everybody else is seeing in a negative light. I thought that reflection was invaluable. Probably the most important things that you said to me there. And I love the fact that you started talking about your own fears as far as an administrator and the concerns that you see in the future as far as, and they were all management issues. Your management of the budget, avoiding burnout, and lawsuits were 3 that I wrote down. Lawsuits sometimes are unavoidable. What you need to get comfortable with is that they're just going to happen and you need to be prepared for them and you need to know how to deal with them. So I really felt that that's something we can talk more about, and you can actually look at any lawsuits that have happened there and we can talk about those in some future videos and get you comfortable with that. The other thing with budget is I don't know that you can ever prepare for when you get that budget. Normally you have some people that can kind of guide you. There's usually someone at a district office that'll come in and kind of help you with that. But the other thing too is don't ever dispute the idea of having a school budget committee. When I was principal, I always had a school budget committee. And discretionary funds or anything that was available that wasn't earmarked, because a lot of the funds are dictated and you have no control over them. But discretionary funds, I did actually have a school budget committee who had input. And we talked about the best way of how it was going to impact children and what were the advantages. So I really wouldn't sweat that. I think you're going to find that that might not be as difficult as you think it's going to be. And I don't want to make this too lengthy, but I definitely want to touch base. And I think we can talk more about burnout and lawsuits in some future videos. Just bring that back around and I'll definitely give you some examples and we can talk more. Overall, I thought you did a really great job. I'd like to ask you just to really work on the length of it. Aim for 3 minutes. Try to be a little more concise. It's a good goal for you to have. You're very articulate. You did great. So thanks for sharing. I really appreciate it.